What is up, guys? It's nighttime. We're hitting a late gym session. It definitely looks even later because we just lost that whole daylight savings time. Anyways, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Anissa. I talk about all things of bodybuilding. And today we're working out and we're training back, which is low-key probably my favorite day of the week. So I'm doing just the basics and we're going to build that back. First and foremost, before we get into the exercises, we're going to warm up. I like to do just like some spine mobility. Starting off with a cat-cow stretch is really popular. It's just a great way to also alleviate pain. Also, I am just doing, again, the thoracic spine movements of opening up and then contracting back down on both sides. Usually do it just for a couple of seconds just to get that mobility and movement going. Next up, I will be doing the child's pose just to wrap up any stretching, really thinking of pushing through my arms so my back can also stretch. First, we are doing my favorite wide grip lat pull down. This is like a staple for a back day for me. And what we're doing here is 4 sets. So really, like, one is a warm-up set, and we're gonna then get into 3 working sets in the rep ranges of 10 to 12. Really push yourself on this. Don't go too light, but also don't go too heavy that you sacrifice form. Next up, we're going to be having a seated cable row. You can use many different attachments for this, but I am using a close grip. So we start with a wide grip, and now we're moving into a close grip to work the full back entirely. You want to think when you're releasing of getting a nice stretch in the lat. You want to feel like it's going from your underarm down the side of your back, and then that is where you are squeezing to drive the elbows towards the hips and bringing the full movement into a contraction. Next up is another staple for me. I love these. They are the bent over single arm dumbbell rows. We're going to do 3 sets in the rep range of 8 to 10. I'm doing that because I'm using usually a pretty heavy weight on this, so I don't need to do higher reps. However, if the weight is too challenging, you want to drop down the weight, increase the reps. Also think of driving your elbow again into your waistline and your hips so you're performing this movement with proper form. Now, this is not conventional for a pull day, but I do want to touch up my shoulders a bit, so I just added in 3 sets of the dumbbell standing lateral raise in the rep ranges of 10 to 12. Still trying to grow my shoulders a little bit so I can sprinkle them in even on a pull day. Next up, we're going to be setting up for a bent over barbell row. I am using wrist straps, so that way it can help with my grip strength. I don't want my grip to fail before I can really finish off the set and end up missing out on good reps. So here you can see I'm not fully at a 90 degree, but I'm also not too far standing. Some people do not actually bend over enough to do this movement correctly. And I'm thinking of stretching the lat and driving the elbows into the waist always. Now we're going to work on the rear delts, which will round out your back as well. And I'm going on the pec deck and doing reverse flies. You're going to actually see me do a set that's bilateral, so both sides, for about 8 to 10 reps. And then I'm going to actually do some isolation work, working one side at a time for an additional rep of about 5. Just kind of wanting to focus in a little bit more on the details and get that mind muscle connection when doing so. I also like a unilateral movement because if you feel like there's a little imbalance, maybe you're weaker or aesthetically one side is not as developed, it gives you just some time to focus in on that side so nothing's overcompensating while they work together. Moving into some bicep work, we are going to be doing a preacher curl. This is because the way it is set up. Think of you're like at an altar praying, but you're going to be doing 3 sets, 12, 10, and then 8 reps. So 12 should be with the lightest weight that you can handle. Then when you move into 10 reps, you're going to increase the weight more, and then increase it again if you can for the last set of 8 reps. I am using a preloaded barbell. I love using these, but you could also use dumbbells as well. I actually find the preloaded barbells a little challenging, which I like. Now to finish up some more rear delt work, we're going to be doing upright rows. We are using an easy bar. For this, it's another version of a preloaded barbell, just a different shape of the barbell itself. So we're doing 3 sets around 8 to 12 reps. So if you're going heavier, do 8 reps. If you're going light, do 12. This is just one of those ones that will again enhance the aesthetics of your back and help you work on the area that we call rear delts, or that upper shoulder that wraps around to your back, if that makes sense from an anatomy standpoint. We're ending back day the best way you can with some pull-ups. You can use any variation. I like the neutral grip because it also can involve some chest and shoulders, again working a little more upper body, but feel free to use wide grip or like that reverse grip. 2 sets, as many reps as you possibly can, and you will feel it the next day. All right guys, back from the gym, time to eat some dinner. My stomach's telling me also, really, I try to eat about an hour after I train when I'm like on it. So we did back today with a little touch up of shoulders, or actually a full pull day. So back, biceps, and a little bit of shoulders. Reason being is I am training to continue to enhance my physique according to the wellness category. So when you are posing, you want a little bit more of that cap shoulder look. Biceps, you still need to have that muscle development there. It's just not as overpowering and dominant as it can be in other categories. And of course, building your back, because when you are posing, that little bit of lat will give you that hourglass shape. So even if you don't want to do wellness bodybuilding, which, come on, join the fun. If you want to build that hourglass shape, building shoulders and back is like a nice way to give that illusion of a smaller waist. Like genetically, I just don't have that small of a waist, so I'm working with what I got, but I'm building around it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I cannot wait to train with you all again during my build series. And if you are not subscribed, I hope by now you feel very compelled to hit that button and bell notifications. And you can hang out with me on any other social media platform that I list below in the description box, so pretty much like Instagram and TikTok. So thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for training with me. Remember to always keep the faith in yourself, and you definitely have to own your strength. So bye guys.
You're welcome.
Nala will be in the next cooking video because she likes to cook.